guys, how are you? Today I'm going to be talking about the new Wreck This Journal Now in Color. I am so excited about this book. I love Wreck This Journal, as you all know, and now there's a new one, so I had to get it, of course. I thought I would talk about what makes this version different than the original and show you the pages that I have completed so far. It now has a new cover with all of these beautiful colors on it, and that is not the only thing that makes the covers of this version different than the original. If you open it up, it has these little flaps on both sides, and the prompts start right on the covers. The flap on the front cover has the write your name in all of the different ways. The back cover also has one of these and some more prompts. Pretty cool. The next thing I noticed that was different about this version was the back of the book has tons of plain colored pages, which I've already used a whole bunch of them, and there are prompts in the book where you need colored paper and little pieces of color, and it tells you to use the pages provided in the back of the book. As for the pages inside, a lot of them are fully colored like this, and others are white, but the prompts are written in color instead of plain black ink like the original version. Here is another example of a full colored page, and one where just the text is in color. There are also 25 brand new prompts in this book, along with some altered prompts from the old book and some of the original prompts as well. Here is an example of an altered prompt. Tells you to document the colors of your dinner instead of just to document your dinner. Here is one of the original prompts that are still in this version, and one of the new prompts. I bought my copy about a week ago, and I have been having so much fun with this. Something I really like is because of all of the colors that are now on the pages and on the cover, I am very inspired to use more colors than I normally would in my artwork. When I draw, normally I tend to either draw characters that already exist, so I color them the way they were already designed, or when I use my own personal style, I tend to use the same colors over and over again. So like if I draw myself, I tend to put myself in a blue or a mint shirt because that's my favorite color. But with the colored pages and prompts, it is getting me to go outside of my comfort zone, and I really like that about this book. Now I will go ahead and show you the pages I have completed so far. The very first page I did told you to close the journal and write or scribble something on the edges of the pages. The reason I like to do this page first is because the more pages you do in the journal, the more warped and spread out your pages get, which makes it very hard to color on the edges. So what I did was I took markers and just rainbowed the edges of my book because, like I said, I was inspired by the colors. The page had a drawing of the journal in orange, and I decided to, on the drawing of the journal, color the edges like I did in my actual journal. And then because I didn't want the page next to it to be blank, I kind of just drew myself with all of the markers in the background that I used on the edge of the page. I also wrote "did it" with gel pens because I felt like it needed even more color. The next page I did was crack the spine. That way, as I am working in my journal, I can have the book lay open. If you don't crack the spine, the book doesn't just stay open when it is sitting on a table. So to decorate it, I just drew a girl reading a book because I am a big bookworm, and every time I read a new book, it is such a weird feeling to actually crack the spine in a book. It kind of kills me inside, but it always happens. I drew her on sketch paper and colored her in with watercolors, and I also, on the blank page next to it, put a whole bunch of watercolor down on the page. This page told you to fill it with as many colored circles as possible, and I used the pages that were provided in the back of the book, along with some colored craft paper I had, and I used a hole punch to get all of the colored little circles I used. And I decided to draw May and the little Totoros from My Neighbor Totoro. I attached the circles by laying down layers of Mod Podge and sprinkling the pieces of paper on top. This page told you to write some thoughts and then to cover up the thoughts with the colors of your choice. What I decided to do was I wrote some thoughts on the page and then I used some of the paper from the back of the book along with a few scraps of craft paper that I had laying around, and I drew little coffee cups and glued them over the thoughts because I love coffee and that is what I thought of. Here are the little coffee cups that I glued over top of my thoughts, and I'm probably going to draw something on the page next to it. I just haven't yet. This page is one of the original prompts from the old Wreck This Journal, which is to do a really ugly drawing, but the difference this time is there is a pink background, which made me think of Bridget from the Trolls movie, since I just recently watched that, and she's got pink hair and wears pink clothes, and that's what I thought of because she feels like she is too ugly to fall in love and she ends up getting a makeover and blah blah blah. So that's just where my brain went with this page. I have Bridget on this page, and then next to it I wrote Lady Glitter Sparkles Seriously. If you watch the movie, you know why. And I also added some glitter to the page. This page tells you to use it as a test page for every color you can get your hands on. Just the other day I bought a pack of 100 different colors of Crayola colored pencils. I almost forgot what they were called. So I decided to use this page to test every single colored pencil out, and I wrote the names of the pencil under each swatch. Here are all of the colors that came with that pack. And I also added some unicorn stickers because who doesn't love a good unicorn sticker? And the last page that I have done so far told you to work only with colors that you hate. And this definitely got me outside of my comfort zone, but I had a lot of fun doing this page. When I do artwork, I really don't like to use like muddy yellows and olive greens. I just don't like the way that those colors look that much. And I decided to draw myself sleeping because the colors are so boring I could fall asleep. That's just what I thought of to draw. So I drew myself on sketchbook paper and I used my alcohol-based markers to color it in, and then on the pages around it I used watercolor to create a background. I also included a piece of paper with the colored markers that I used. I think I forgot to add the browns that I used for the hair, but whoops. That is what the new Wreck This Journal Now in Color is like. I am having so much fun with this, and if you guys would like to see more videos on my copy, let me know in the comments down below. I am still working in my current copy of my original Wreck This Journal, which is all Peter Pan themed, and if you guys would like to see more videos on that Wreck This Journal as well, I can still do videos on both of them. Thanks for watching. I love your beautiful faces, and I will see you next time. Bye!